Fantastic, that's great. Well, Tom, you sort of look at the results in recent weeks, and they're not what anybody would want. Were there a few signs last weekend that things are starting to improve a little?
Yeah, definitely. We can take a lot of positives from last weekend. I thought first half we were very good, probably one of our best halves of the season so far. But I think if you look before, at the start of the season, when we went through a bit of a sticky patch, we played Grimsby away, and there's a lot of positives to take from that as well. And then we have the what was it? I think it was the Weymouth game after that, and that's when our season sort of kick-started and we went on a really good run. So hopefully that can be the catalyst for it to happen again and we can kick on.
Because this is your sort of first real season of playing week in, week out in senior football. How have you adapted to the sort of demands that are placed on you, just physically and I guess psychologically as well?
Yeah, it's been tough, and because obviously my mind, my body, they're not used to this. I haven't really done it before. I mean, I played a lot at the back end of last season, and that was sort of my first taste, and that was tough because that was Saturday, Tuesday for the majority of the end of the season because of the amount of cancellations we had. But to do it over a longer period of time, it's been a lot more difficult. But it's something that we're all adapting and learning to, and until you do it, you never know how you're going to react. But I feel like the boys have come through it, and you know, we're going to have dips in and out the season. No season's ever plain sailing, so as long as we can ride out the lows and get back onto a high as quickly as possible, that's all we can do.
Yeah, you're right. And are you somebody who just sort of you figure it out yourself as you're going along, or do you sort of sit down with some of the older lads who maybe have been through it a few times, and it's like, okay, well, how do you maintain your focus and your standards throughout that sort of length of time?
Yeah, the senior lads here are brilliant. They've helped all of us young lads along the way. Even when, you know, Litz and Rubes have been injured, they've always come in and helped us out. Rubes has been massive for me. Has helped me on and off the pitch so much. So sitting next to him in the change room has been really good, and just learning off them older players. But you can have to work it out yourself as well, because in the future they're gonna obviously retire and I'm just gonna still be playing. So then it's up to me to find out what works for myself and my body, to be able to go through and do these seasons over and over again.
Yeah, and you know, for somebody who obviously you come up and you try and force your way into a first team somewhere and prove that you're good enough for this level, and to come in and do what you've done and score the goals you have, I guess there must be a real sense of satisfaction within that you know what you probably thought internally for all those years, you're actually now getting to prove out on a pitch.
Yeah, definitely, because you've always got to have that self-belief in yourself, and when you're not playing, it's hard because, you know, you sit on the side and you think, oh, I might have done that better, I might have done this differently. But until you're in that moment, that's all you can do. So for me to come here and have the trust and faith put in me by the gaffer is massive, and hopefully I'm paying him back in the performances and my output of goals and assists and that. So yeah, it's been good, and it's something that obviously as a player you always want to play and play as much as you can. So for me to come here and have the opportunity to do that, it's been really good.
Yeah, and having got to the sort of number of goals you've got already this season, and you know, I appreciate it's not all about a goal, but you got to have at least half an eye on getting to double figures. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, I set myself targets before the start of every season, and what I think's achievable. I'm slightly behind in my head what I'd want to be at this moment in time, but you know, we've still got a lot of games still to play, and hopefully I'll reach my targets. And the main thing is that the team, the club, are in a position at the end of the season where we can all achieve what we want to do, not just individual goals but team goals as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So next chance to do something like that is Woking, of course, on Saturday, and I suppose, you know, you played them twice this season. You know what each other are about, and the fact you've got a couple of wins, that's got to help psychologically going into the game. Yeah,
definitely. No, it suits. I feel like they suit our style of play, the way they set up. So, like I say, we've had 2 good results against them earlier on in the season. So, you know, for us to go and do that 3 times against them this season will be brilliant. And, you know, we need to get a win under our belts, and this is probably a perfect opportunity to go and do that.
Superb. Go well tomorrow.
Thank you, mate.
Tom, you've got to the point where you're kind of associated with spectacular goals. I mean, how much is that just a bit of luck that they look spectacular, or is it a calculation from you when you get into a position and think, yeah, I can put in a screamer from here, sort of thing?
Just said it as hard as I can and hope for the best.
Yeah.
No, it's if you're in a shooting position, obviously, depending on how far out you are, where you are, depends on the technique you use. But yeah, usually if I'm in a good position, I like to just whack it and hope for the best. Hope it flies in the top corner and looks okay.
It seems to be a policy that's working quite well.
Yeah, well, to be fair, any goal that goes in, you got to be happy with. So whether they're from 40 yards or 2 yards, doesn't matter.
Obviously, the team has suffered a little bit lately. We've had not the greatest of runs. When you go out and start a game, is that very much on your mind, or is it just the moment? This is today. It doesn't matter about what happened last week or the week before.
Yeah, you can only concentrate on what's in front of you. You can't. There's no point dwelling on the past or looking too far into the future because they're things that are out of your control. You can only do what you can in the moment, and that's the 11 players that are in front of you. And we have to do what we can for 90-95 minutes to go and get 3 points. There's no point, like I said, there's no point looking back on last week's result or the future games we've got coming up because that's irrelevant at 3 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon when you're playing Woking or whoever it may be. So that's what we can concentrate on and can control. So that's what we need to do.
Yeah. Now you've had a couple of departures from the club, obviously Terry and Joe Quigley. Does that make the sort of the team spirit change a bit, or how do you cope with that? Because Terry's been there a long time, obviously, and Joe maybe not quite so long. But does it affect you guys?
Well, it's two big characters that have left, but I don't feel like it's interrupted us massively because the team spirit we've got here is we're like a brotherhood. Everyone's looking out for each other, and we all want to do well for each other. We'll run through brick walls for each other and for the club. So in terms of that, I don't think it's affected us too much. No disrespect to Tel and Quiggs, but it's football. People come and go very quickly, so there's no point dwelling on people that might be here or might not be here. We've got to stick with what we've got, and that's the lads we've got in the change room now, and we're the ones that have to go out and get 3 points at the weekend.
Well, all I can say, best of luck for Saturday.
Thank you very much.
Another spectacular one will be in order if you can manage to just whack it and just get it straight in there.
Yeah,
okay,
I'll whack a note for the best.
Yeah, that was a great interruption. How many seasons so far, Tom?
Yeah, I'd say for me personally, it's been inconsistent in just being able to maintain a level of performance that I've been happy with. Obviously, there's been games where I feel like I've done well, games that I feel like I could have done better in. But the team's been doing well, and even if I might not be having my best game, any way that I can help the team whilst I'm on the pitch, that's most important. So hopefully towards the back end of the season, I'll get a few more goals, a few more assists, and keep my level of performance up. Because ultimately, if everyone's performing at their best, that's when the team wins.
And just looking at goals, you're not too far behind last season's total. And are you a confident sort of player now? You've got your goal against Wrexham. Do you reckon you can move forward and go on a bit of a run yourself?
Yeah, hopefully. It's always good to play with confidence because that's when you play your best football. But I don't look and think if I haven't scored during the game, I've played badly. But the goals always help, and as an attacking player, that's what I want to contribute to the team: goals, assists, and creativity. So, if I can pick up obviously a few more goals and assists between now and the end of the season, and hopefully that's what helps the team to win games, and we can be in a good position come May.
It probably isn't really the sort of time to think about it, especially with so many games coming up so quickly. But is there any thoughts to your contract situation in your mind at all at the minute?
Well, that's up to the club and the manager. So I can only do what I can on the pitch to try and help myself and put myself in the best position possible to earn a contract, because nothing's ever just given to you. You have to earn these things. So that's up to that's up to the club who make the decision on me, and all I can do is go out and do my best on a Saturday, and if that's enough to earn a new contract, then I'll be very happy.
Hopefully they make the right decision. Best of luck at the weekend, Tom.
Thank you very much, mate.
Hey Tom, how you doing? You okay?
Yeah, all good, thank you, mate.
I've just spoke to Darren about the way that you set up against Wrexham. I wanted to get your opinion as well. See, there was no Joe Quigley, Ruben Reid and Addy were on the bench, which means that you, Charlie and Sonny Blue had kind of a free little trio going on. Did you enjoy that role? It was a little bit different. Did it give you a freedom to kind of go about it as you wish?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think we played some of our best attacking football last weekend in that in those positions. I think we created a lot of chances. Just needed to stick a couple more on the net. But I played predominantly on the right last week, which I've been playing more on the left this year. So that was nice to just switch it up. But I think we all complement each other quite nicely up there. And whoever it is that plays in those attacking positions, all we've got to do is create and score as many chances as possible. And whichever three play up there, that's our jobs and responsibilities. So yeah, I enjoyed playing up there with Chaz and Sonny last week. But Rubes and Addy both have their qualities that are different to, say, Chaz. So it's just chopping and changing and being able to play with whoever's playing up there.
Do you get any kind of extra confidence out of the fact that you've played Woking twice and scored against them on each occasion? I think I'm right in saying this season. Are you looking forward to it, knowing you've got one over on them so far?
Yeah, it's a good record, and we've won both games, so that's pleasing. But yeah, we just got to go out there and do exactly what we've done against them before. The teams don't change too much. So if we can go and get another 3 points and I'm on the score sheet again, happy days. But even if I'm not, even if they score an own goal in the 95th minute, I'm not complaining. We just want to get another win under our belt, so it will take us nicely into Tuesday's game.
Well, I tell you what, I was going to ask you about that at the end, but I'll ask you about that now. Tuesday, under the floodlights against Weymouth, a packed out Jewish Park. Looking forward to renewing that little derby.
Yeah, that's going to be class. I mean, hopefully I don't get a penalty, but
I wasn't going to mention
yeah.
it. I wasn't going to mention it.
Oh no. Well, we loved them games last year. Obviously, the one at home was a bit disappointing, conceding so late on. But that Tuesday night away there was class. That was one of the best nights of the season so far. And for it to be now, hopefully in front of our home fans, and get as many faces down here as possible, it's going to be a brilliant evening and a great game for the boys.
One final thing from me then, I noted that actually that you and Josh Staunton are the only two members of the squad that are on 4 yellow cards, and I think I'm right in saying that this next couple of games represents the cut-off point before a suspension would kick in. Has that been playing on your mind? Because you've been on 4 for a little while now. Have you had to rein anything in, or have you just kind of had to see how it goes?
To be fair, I don't know what it is, because I think we worked out the other day, and I don't think I've been booked since the start of October. So I think at one point I was about 4 in 5, and I was hoping that would be goals, not yellow cards. But yeah, no, I think the cut-off's done now. So I can go in.
I think it's this Saturday. I might have to check the numbers, but I think it's when everyone's played 23 games,
right? Which
I think is this Saturday. So if you're booked on Saturday, I think you might still miss one.
Yeah, I'll try not to do that then.
Because we don't want you missing the Weymouth game.
No, I wouldn't want to miss that for the world. So no, I don't feel like I play any different. I still play on the edge and get in people's faces and try and win the ball back. And maybe the refs have just been a bit nicer on me these past couple of months, but I don't know. But I don't go out there and think, oh, I don't want to get yellow carded. It's part and parcel of the game, and it's my fault if I get booked. So I'll try not to do that.
And finally from me, we've just spoke to the manager who said it's his birthday on Wednesday, and if you put in 2 iffy performances and don't get results against Woking and Weymouth, you're in on his birthday, and he's not going to like that.
No, he won't like that. He won't like that. No one likes being in on their birthday. So, well, it's up to us then to make sure he gets his birthday off, because yeah, he won't be best pleased if he has to come in and torture us on Wednesday.
Do the players have to buy cakes and biscuits in on birthdays, and does the manager have to fall under that rule as well?
I don't know if the manager does, but Bradders brought in a good selection yesterday for his birthday, which went down a treat.